At this time, I'll call the March 17th, 2022 meeting to order for the Dickson County Commission. Would you please stand and join in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We do not have anything to add to the agenda, so I would move that we approve the agenda as printed.
I'll second that.
We have the motion and second for approval of the agenda. Any other discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The consent agenda includes the minutes of the March 10th meeting. It also includes the payroll of $451,632.65, utilities of $9,583.48, abatements of $882.80.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
We have the motion and second for approval of the consent agenda. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll go ahead and move on to commission comments. Ron?
It's been a little time yesterday in Minneapolis with the detention center, going over some issues with that, but everything's working pretty well. They are having a little trouble with commissioners showing up to meetings. There'll be some letters sent out to all the counties with the commissioners that aren't participating to be sure to participate. Other than that, things are fine.
Craig? Okay. And happy St. Patrick's Day to all. That's all I have for comments. We're going to go ahead and go to public comments. And before we have any public comments, we do have a couple of things here. A proclamation. Before we get to the proclamation, we have Don Hammond here. And Don, if you'd go ahead and give us an update on some of the things going on at the Eisenhower Library and Museum.
Thank you. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak. I know that you're aware of the COVID situation at the Eisenhower Presidential Library. It's been protracted, and we are finally at a place where the CDC has given us new guidance. The National Archives and Records Administration is implementing that new guidance, and you will start to see some progression at the library in the coming weeks. So we don't really have a whole lot of details. We're working on the details locally, but what you will start seeing is more of the staff on campus. And part of our planning is to reopen the gift shop in the coming weeks and reopen the research room in the coming weeks. So we still have limited days for the museum opening right now, Wednesday through Saturday. And that's going to remain for a little while. So the first progression you'll see is the research room and the gift shop. But hopefully, if everything continues on this path with the CDC guidance as it is, we're heading towards some normalized operations, whatever that looks like in a new world.
So when someone wants to do research as a historian, or if they're writing a book or whatever, what procedure do they go to? I'm assuming they don't just show up and say, I'd like to spend their hours.
No, we're not ready to accept appointment reservations yet, but in the coming weeks, all of this information, the first place we change it is on our website. So researchers could go to the website and find the detailed information there, but the researchers will work with archivists to set appointments.
Okay. And then the archivists actually gather the information, so it's not the public putting hands on documents.
Exactly. So the boxes will be prepared and waiting for the researchers when they arrive. We're trying to that's part of the planning, right? To make sure that we have the steps in place to allow for the most time for the researcher with the materials, rather than any sort of box pulls or information, details like that. So those are the details that we're working through.
Is there any new information that's been declassified regarding the Eisenhower presidency lately?
Not recently, no.
Okay.
Question: how's the Eisenhower home renovation coming?
Great question. We are about to mobilize our contractors. The contractors should be on site at the beginning of April. So you'll start to see the orange fencing go up really soon. We have all of the details in place for the subcontractors and different vendors. So that project's going to get started really quickly. And it is scheduled to last through July, but I've been on construction projects before. I mean, y'all have to.
I have.
Long
I'm
time.
not sure if we have any watching today, maybe a few, and then also the press here. So just kind of for clarification, what is your title and responsibility?
So I am the director of the Eisenhower Presidential Library and Museum, and my responsibilities are the day-to-day operations of the entire property, the entire site.
Okay.
Appreciate your insight on construction projects.
We do what we can do, right?
No, that's what we tell our people.
And I'd never be able to guess this, just changing subject, a little more levity here. March Madness, do you have a team that you've picked out? And
What's March Madness?
So is it inappropriate to say that what I've noticed about March Madness is the musician that's associated with the commercials?
Oh.
Like, is that wrong? The musician's top notch on the commercials.
There you go. Okay, so you are,
That answer.
I thought you were going to commit to LSU.
I mean, I knew they were playing.
I think they are. I think they are. Okay. Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commission. Appreciate it very much.
Okay, the next item we have is that of a proclamation. So whoever the spokesperson is, if you'd like to introduce yourself, and maybe the group can be introduced that's here on behalf of the proclamation, and then we'll go ahead and have you read it. And
Sure. Want me to stand up or?
yes, that'd be great.
I'm Nick Weibert. I'm a member of Farm Bureau and currently the Farm Bureau Dickinson County president. And I'll let these guys introduce themselves, but they're all here with us as well. We have
I'm Corey Powell with Farm Bureau Financial Services, the insurance company. I'm the agent here, Dickinson County.
I'm Kristen Kurtz. I'm also on the board with Nick with the Dickinson County Farm Bureau Board.
I'm Haley White here. I'm the horticulture and crop production agent for the Chisholm Trail Extension District.
Okay,
so I'll read the proclamation now.
sure.
Whereas Kansas has a strong tradition deeply rooted in farming and ranching, and whereas as the world population is expected to reach 9 billion in less than 40 years, and as demand for animal protein grows, Kansas farmers and ranchers will play an increasingly important role in meeting global demands for healthful, wholesome, safe, and nutritious food. And whereas Kansas farmers and ranchers are the first and best stewards of the land as they are producing more food, fiber, and energy than ever before, using fewer resources. And whereas the commitment to research and education, Kansas is recognized, trusted, and respected leader in agriculture and is setting the pace in the complex, dynamic agricultural sector. And whereas Kansas farmers and ranchers do not tolerate animal abuse or the intentional abuse or misuse of the land or its resources. And whereas growth in agriculture, the state's largest economic driver, equals job creation and statewide economic growth. And now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners of Dickinson County, Kansas, do hereby proclaim March 22nd, 2022 as Kansas Agricultural Day and the month of March 2022 as Kansas Agricultural Month in Kansas, and urge all citizens residing in Dickinson County, Kansas, to join in the celebration and to know that our strong agricultural tradition benefits all Kansas.
Okay, is there a motion to accept that proclamation?
I'll make the motion.
And I'll second it. And so we have the motion and the second to have the proclamation adopted on the Kansas Agricultural Day and month for March 2022. Any other discussion or comment?
Yeah. What kind of impact, impact on Dickinson County does agriculture have?
But everybody can jump in. But I think that, I think that Dickinson County is definitely ag-based. I think
Oh,
our
yeah.
entire economy is based on agriculture, whether it's through grain terminal facilities and elevators or services provided to the farmers. I'm an ag lender here in town with a local bank. You guys
And you can't say it's Astor Bank, so glad to
Yeah.
have you here. You got that on your tag, but I know other banks too are involved.
But agriculture is a huge part of Dickinson County and Kansas.
I would agree. I think, a lot of local businesses and the economy of Dickinson County revolves a lot around farming because I've been agent here for 23 years and I can see the difference in the community when the farmers have a good year, when the farmers have a bad year, it affects everybody in the whole community. So I think the more support we can give to our local farmers and ranchers, better it is for the whole community.
Excellent.
I'll mimic that as well. We farm and ranch, and I also work for the USDA, so I see it on the federal side and here locally. So we're doing well. We're able to pay our bills and go to town and buy those groceries that we need to and everything else.
Okay.
I think they said it pretty good, so.
You might want to introduce yourself. I know you're new from,
Yeah, so I actually
I
grew up,
did yourself, but where you're from and stuff.
yeah, I actually grew up in Clay County, so not too far from here, and another ag-based rural community in Clay County. So, but I am fairly new here to Dickinson County. So I started in the agent position for the Chisholm Trail District in August. So I'm still pretty new on the position.
And what all does that involve? Because I know you aren't the only one down there, so is there a specific part that you work on more than another? Or?
Yeah, so we have 2 agriculture agents in our district. We have Ricky Roberts. He's our livestock agent, and he's out of Marion. And then I am the horticulture and crop production, and I'm officed here in Dickinson County.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you for being here. I guess we didn't actually vote on that. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Well, I did. No, but that's, and you have that copy for your record, and we have the copy that we'll keep here for our record, and appreciate you all being here today.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
You want a proclamation photo?
That'd be great. Would you guys like to, everybody like to get up here? We can all sit together.
We'll get crazy.
Oh, yeah, this works out great.
There might be 2 rows here or something.
Okay.
Put my gun in here.
Let Lydia do hers first. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Smiles.
No,
Glad you're there, Craig.
you're welcome.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank
I
you.
got you very much.
Thank you.
Mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Leave works for farmer. At least let them.
Thank you.
I work with Lisa all the time. Thank you.
Good to see you, Cory.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for all you guys do.
Yeah.
It's really terrific. Thank
One
you.
of the benefits of being president, you read the proclamation, so.
So have a great week. Thank you very much.
You too.
We'll see you guys
Hope we
later.
get some good rain.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of clouding up, so we'll see.
Well, hopefully the forecast is
They
correct.
keep raising the amount of rain, so that's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
We're at half an inch to an inch now.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Good.
I think my kids what mud is. They haven't seen it in a while. So,
I've heard about it.
very much.
Okay. Are there any other public comments on any item not on the agenda?
It looks like Rhonda has her hand up.
Okay. Yes, Rhonda, we'll go ahead and,
Can you hear me okay?
yes.
This is Rhonda Beaupre at 201 Northeast 8th Street in Abilene. I was listening to your work session earlier where you're talking about budgets and so on. And I think I speak for a lot of conservative citizens in the county who prefer a smaller, more limited government that taxes and spends less and lets the private sector provide services whenever possible. And so please try to find ways to save money and resist the inclination to expand services or raise costs to keep up with inflation. I know inflation is a concern, but if everybody raises their prices in response to inflation, it only makes it worse. So somebody has to hold the line and say, we're not going to raise our prices, even if we have to tighten our belts a little and maybe cut back on some services that aren't as essential. I think the citizens of the county who especially are on limited income would really appreciate that. So that's all. Thank you very
Okay.
much for your service to the county. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your comments. And I do know, we always talk about the budget time, an annual type event, but on a day-to-day basis and throughout the week. We always do look for areas of efficiency or how we can operate in a fiscally responsible way, and at the same time have some reserves and revenue carry over. And of course, the dilemma that we're going to face, just like others, and I'll use the roads and bridge, for example, if the price for maintenance of a road or replacement of a bridge increases, we still pretty much need to replace that bridge or have the improvements to the road where they're safe. And, so that's not an area, for example, where we can say, well, let's reduce the number of roads we have here by 2% or 3% or do without a bridge. And having said that, we have had a couple of bridges in the last few years that it made sense that we didn't replace the bridge. But anyway, thank you for your comments, and it's something I know we'll be mindful of as we go through the budget process. Okay, under notices and communications, we really didn't have too much here. We have one from North Central Regional Planning, and it is their regular letter, newsletter. And I know we're involved with that a lot, and so we appreciate the update that we had from them. And then there was one other, received a letter from Lynn Rogers, Kansas State Treasurer, and he gave us a list of unclaimed property and some individuals, and I think they're always looking for ways to reach out where the state holds that money, and they want to reunite it to the rightful owners. And sometimes it's paychecks or dividends from a stock purchase, life insurance policies, and so on, that when those go unclaimed, the state ends up with them and holds them until they can find the individuals that they rightfully belong to. And that's something anyone can go online and look up and actually put in their own name or a relative's name. And if the state is holding funds, it will show up. So, and then there's procedures that the person can go through. Any other notices and communications that anyone would have?
I mentioned a notice we got from the landowner down on Rain Road.
Okay, yes, we had a letter on Rain Road, and it was on a bridge that was being worked on, and some of a fence that he had was removed. And so I'm not familiar if it was in the right of way or on his property, but regardless, we're passing that information on to administration, and then also Martin Tannehill's with Road and Bridge. And so we'll look into that to make sure if there's something the county needs to do, we want to take care of it. If it's something that's not the county's responsibility, we still want to work with the property owner and help them resolve their issue or find out the proper person to talk to.
Right.
I have one more piece of information on the
Please.
Heritage Center Gazette was sent to us also. So there was some nice information here to share with the public.
Okay. Earlier today, we had Rose Johns in here, and she's the Register of Deeds, and gave us an update on her department, a new hire that they had. And so anyway, it was good information to receive from her. We did not have any other notices and communications. We'll go to the report of county officers. Brad is not here with us today, so Janelle has stepped up to the plate. And if you'd give us the report, please.
a couple things. Application is made again this year for the off-system funding for Northwest 14th Street Bridge replacement. And as you know, this is the same application that we turned in last year. And if it's approved, then it'll be late 23, early 24 before construction would even start. And that is a 25% cost share with us. Brad, John Holtgren, the EMS director, and I met with the hospital for our inpatient transfers, and we're working on the updated agreement for that. That's an agreement that spans about 3 years, and we try to renew it, to take care of that. So we have some tweaking to do in the language to make sure the fees are correct. We also had a auction through Purple Wave, and the sale was closed on the 15th, and current sale, we sold sorted items, toolbox, vault doors, several vehicles, the oil distributor. So we recouped about $41,746 from that. So all in all, I think a fairly decent price on things. For instance, the oil distributor was $12,500, and that was that we had that for maybe at least 15, 18 years. So that was pretty good. And then the Explorer we had a good sale on that. So the other item, and as you touched on with budget, the per ton cost for asphalt for overlay this summer has been locked in at $57.55 per ton. And that is an increase from last year at $53.35 per ton. So it's $4.20 higher. And we tried to get it locked in as soon as possible. They're telling us that the prices continue to increase. So we wanted to do that. And drug court will kick off next week on the 23rd. It's a program to assist clients as they come back, from drug issues, and try to assist them to become, productive citizens again in the county. So we're excited for that process to start. We've been working on it for a couple, 3 years, probably at least. So, yep. So COVID set us back, definitely. So that would be all I have, Lynn.
And then just on the Purple Wave results, and we received $41,000, over $41,000. And then on that money, when it comes back to the county, where does that go to as far as the county, or just from your finance piece of it?
I usually put it back into our capital fund. That way we can use it against other purchases that could be coming up and kind of offset those costs for vehicle replacement and things like that. So it'll be separated out between capital and then special machinery for highway. It just depends on what item was originally purchased from.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? We'll go to our county counselor, Doug.
We finished the tax sale, as you know, at the first portion of it. And the next thing that happens is Judge Rozier is the judge assigned to it. So as soon as he approves the journal entries, then we will move forward with creating the deed for the properties and forward those out. And that part will be concluded. That's all I have.
Okay. So we did not have any other notices or communications, no resolutions or unfinished business or other business. Is there anything else to bring before the Board of Commission today? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. You got the motion and the second to adjourn. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned.